Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spotlight. I'm Neo Tanner and this episode is actually going to be covering the first official game for the Rooster Teeth series, RWBY, Grimm Eclipse. I'm going to preface this now. I do not think this is a good game. I think at most it's mediocre or average. It's not a good first impression into the gaming market for the series, but it's better than most. But in no way am I going to say that this is actually a bad game. No, there is effort put into this, and the effort's appreciated. Hell, there's a single-player mode that I think was added in as a content update before 1.0, or after 1.0, to allow people to play single-player, because this used to be a multiplayer-only game. But as I'm going to go over now, I'm just going to show a glimpse of it, as with every Spotlight, it's just going to be one video. I don't find it fun enough to actually do a Let's Play, and I've only played like 6-7 hours of this game total, and I almost beat it. You can see about 9 levels here right now. When I was playing with Grimm and another friend, we got to the 9th level, tried to get through the 9th level, but it became so monotonous and tedious with just fighting different variations of the same kind of Grimm over and over that we just got bored and we just decided never to actually complete it, because the final exam is the final level, but I don't have that unlocked here and I don't want to go through it. But anyway, we're gonna just go to the first level for this video. In this game, you're actually going on a plot that probably doesn't have anything to do with the continuity of RWBY itself, because the plot itself would be placed before Season 3, probably after Season 2, since RWBY is a thing that mustache guy, Dr. Peter Perlow, I think. And then you end up fighting an exclusive character to this story, Dr. Merlot, who's been experimenting on Grimm. I don't know if you actually fight him or not. Like I said, I've never actually gone to the final level, because I just couldn't bring myself to beat it. But let's get into the meat of things. I had recorded this before, but I had upgraded my Windows 10 and it wasn't picking up my microphone, so I spent like half hour, 45 minutes trying to fix it. Hopefully it's fixed now. Anyway, this is RWBY. You can see that I was level 10 on RWBY, and you can, I can't remember how to do it, but you can do it before, you can prestige and reset your levels and get like a hunter rank, and then re-level up to 10, then prestige again if you want.
Look at all these Grimm! Let's get them!
Yeah, they'll wait for a second, RWBY. But you have a skill set. You have your ultimates, your team attacks, which team attack is mainly for multiplayer. I think that they have it modified where team attacks still work in single player, but I haven't really tried them. You have a ranged attack, which in her case would be firing her sniper rifle shot. And then you have general upgrades that give you faster aura recovery. You can survive more damage if your aura is depleted, because your aura is essentially your health bar / armor. And you can increase your ultimate pool, and you can just do utility upgrades. And you have to defeat a certain amount of enemies in order to actually unlock certain abilities. It's very bare bones, and I don't really like the design of the menus. They could have been a little bit better. I do enjoy the hub though. The hub looks nice. And as you can see, I have 3 ultimate pools, so I could do 3 ultimates if I wanted to. The control scheme, while it's not the best, it's certainly not the worst. Remember a long time ago when I played Deadpool, that control scheme was just horrible on keyboard, so I had to use the controller. You also get the ability to counter, which is why that F keeps popping up. It's a bit finicky though. I usually can never counter properly. Like that.
Good job, team!
Nice work, students! As you know, we've been having some trouble with the security network in this area. We need boots on the ground to investigate. That means you, team. Onward!
Onward. My biggest complaint with this, though, is that they didn't really reach full potential with Grimm Eclipse because they decided to make it a beat 'em up instead of some sort of strategic RPG or turn-based even. Though, given the idea of what RWBY actually is, more of an action-based oriented RPG would have been probably a better idea. They probably purely went with the aesthetic of a beat 'em up because it was probably just the easiest way that they could do it with a small man team. And I understand that the team wasn't very big that worked on this. But still. Anyway, as you can see, that the whole objective is to get multiple combos and try not to get hit, which I'm failing at. Alright, so yeah, you can do team attacks in single player. Sorry, it's hard for me to focus on actually doing the beat 'em up part and actually talk. Anyway, there's the other problem with that is that the team attacks were kind of hard to pull off, at least back when I was playing, when this was relatively new. I checked the release date. It was released in 2016, so it's been probably about 2 years.
Wow. I wonder if Dr. Ubek knows about this place.
Ish.
Ah, yes, the Emerald Forest
But there's
is
also the
filled
fact
with the ruins of ancient
that the
kingdoms.
storylines don't
Keep
change.
an
It still
eye out
references
for
the fact that it's
artifacts.
supposed to be more than
Dr.
one
Ubek
person.
is
You're supposed
always
to
looking to
be a
expand
team,
Beacon's
finding
collection.
people, and that's all well and good and everything. That's the whole dynamic of RWBY. That's why Team Juniper exists. That's why Team RWBY exists. You're supposed to work together with other people, but some people just want to play alone, like I'm doing on the Spotlight. I don't know why I took a bit of an awkward pause there, but anyway, I say anyway too many times, I would assume. Hello, Beowulf. Allie.
Awesome!
Ow. Okay. Come on. But to justify what I had said at the beginning of the video, sorry that I went silent again, that this is more of an average and mediocre game is because of several reasons. Length. I didn't really agree with all the movesets. Like, RWBY's is okay. It's close enough. Though I really wish that you could do like moves like she's been shown to do, where she's been able to launch herself with Crescent Rose. And I guess technically Shift is using her semblance to go fast, but I would have liked a more integrated way of using the semblance. I didn't like how the aura was their excuse for basically just
go have a look, and maybe we can discover what the
basically
problem
just
is.
doing a health bar / armor. But there's also the fact that this lacks content significantly because there's only 10 chapters, and each chapter is probably roughly 6 to 10 minutes, depending on how fast you can actually go through it. Some speedrunners have gone through certain chapters in 1 minute. The final chapter has only been like fastest time was like a minute something. But there's also the fact that there was not much post-game content. The only real post-game content we got for other than the Horde mode, which I don't even know how to access at this point, unless there was never a Horde mode. I remember them talking about like a Horde mode, but I could be wrong. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yes, the only DLC that, or any content besides the aforementioned Horde mode, which I don't know if it exists or not because I can't find it in the menu,
I feel like I've seen that symbol before.
is that Team
Never
Juniper
mind.
was released as
Defend
paid for
the
DLC, a
controls
$4
that do undo
DLC
the
just to get 4 more
Make sure your
characters, which
weapons are loaded
I
and
disagree
your
with. That should
mustache
never
wax
have been
is
something to
stowed.
purchase. That
This
should have been a
food
free
get
update,
there.
because Team Juniper was actually there are a series of characters that are actually pretty important when it comes to the story in RWBY. That noise is also annoying. You're doing a wonderful job with this.
Students, we're a quarter of the way there. Keep up
But
the good
after
work.
the Team Juniper, there wasn't any sort of significant content update apart from two actual costume packs for Team Juniper and for Team RWBY, for like the dance costume pack and the Beacon Academy costumes. And after that, as far as I'm aware, there's been no content since. Supposedly, Rooster Teeth has hinted towards potentially adding more content, which would be a little bit disappointing to me because at this point, it's been like a year or so since a content update, or maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit on that.
Halfway point, team.
But it's still disappointing, and I'd rather just see them attempt to do a better sequel to this game rather than just expand and try to keep this game alive after, you know, not keeping it alive for so long. I'm gonna die.
Oh, that makes me dizzy.
The other bad part about this is that every single mission in this game is pretty much centered around this. Get to a certain objective, hold off, fight a bunch of Grimm, and then the story progresses. Where's that last enemy? It says enemies 1. There you are.
Got him!
And that was
Hold
only
on
wave
just
3.
a little longer. We're almost finished.
How'd you survive? Anyway. Oh, god damn it. Oh well. They died once, killed 62 enemies, and 755 score. Oh well. Like I said, the single player is more balanced towards being by yourself, but it is a little bit difficult, I would assume. And I'm also coming off from not playing this thing for probably a year. So, apart from trying to record earlier and then it just went out, like it did not record any audio. Hopefully you're hearing all of this at this point, because I don't want to play this a third time. I'm not having that much fun. But that's my final verdict. I am middle of the road in this case. Like, it's an average, mediocre to average game. It's not a terrible first attempt at getting this series into the gaming market, but it's not a good one either. Now, that's not to say that I don't recommend it if you're a diehard fan of RWBY. If you're a diehard fan and you want your RWBY fix while you wait for Volume 6, because as of this video, Volume 5 is the latest season and they're working on Volume 6, then go ahead and pick it up. I still don't recommend it picking it up at its full asking price, which I think is between $15 and $20, depending on the version you want. The Steam version is the original version, where then it was eventually ported to PS4 and Xbox One. But if you want a game that has substance to it, that might utilize the world of RWBY and all its unique, interesting aspects, such as proper use of auras, proper use of semblances. I say proper use of auras even though they were technically used correctly here, since I think most auras are a form of protection, so it makes sense. But semblances, not that much. I don't recall if Yang can use her semblance in here, where if she does more damage the more she gets hit. I can't recall. I'm not going to end up doing more than one character on this video, because I've already recorded this once and I tried, and then I had to go through the whole thing with Windows 10. Like, that's not changed. That's not affecting my opinion. Windows 10 has nothing to do with my opinion. This opinion about me being in the middle of the road, saying that it's just an mediocre to average game, is a thought that I've had for over a year. It's just something I thought would make a good spotlight video. But once again, if my opinion doesn't sway you that, yeah, it looks pretty cool, like, oh, I want to buy it anyway, it's up to you. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm not telling you that go buy it. I don't know why I said go 3 times. But just keep in mind that if you buy it for $15, $20, you only get Team RWBY. You do not get Team Juniper. This is an extra $4. So it's about, if it's $20, it'd be a $24 game. Or if it's $15, it'd be a $19 game. Just to get all eight characters together. Otherwise, you're limited to the 4, which can get pretty boring pretty quick. And there's only 10 levels. And there's nothing beyond that, besides prestiging and doing the same levels over and over. I've seen some people complain that yes, that if they did do content updates, finally, that they would be free and hopefully be more levels, be maybe a different story or a continuation of the story. From what I have heard, because I haven't actually looked up the ending myself yet, that the ending does end on a cliffhanger, and it's a shame that they haven't done anything to warrant announcement of a sequel or continue the story through content updates. But anyway, as it is, this game is average. If anything, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I've debated actually at the end of Spotlights actually trying to give a score at the end of it, because Spotlights are essentially what my thoughts are on the game, and they're not necessarily good, bad. Average games like this can also be in here. But regardless, I need to end the video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you want to see more RWBY Grimm Eclipse, let me know. I might be able to gather at least Grimm to play with me, maybe. And we could try to go through it and finally maybe beat it. Maybe have a motivation to beat it if I make it into a co-op Let's Play like the Half-Life 2 Synergy mod, which has been a lot of fun to play. But as I said, I really need to not say see you in the next video and then keep going on. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.